Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Crystal Flaffy, and today we're going to be talking about another Nat 5. We're going to be talking about Artemis. Artemis is one of my favorite mons, design-wise and everything. Yeah, so let's just go right into this. She is one of the Hero Fest exclusive mons, which is going on at the time I'm recording this, and should be going on still by the time I upload it. Yeah, I think so. So, you can get her today and over the past 2 days or whatever, because I think this is going up on the 15th, no, 16th, and then that's when the Hero Fest ends. But anyway, you can only get her during Hero Fest, which is the same for Onmyoji, which I think I forgot to mention in that last video. So yeah, here's Fire, and here's the Evo 1. She's super cute. And the Evo 2, where she starts to get super pretty. And then just Evo 3 is beautiful, man. I love the design of this mon. Ugh. And here's the variant. I do like the variant a little more, though they're both amazing. Anyway, let's look at the stats. So, she is a tank, and she has quite a low HP stat for Nat 5 tanks. But that's made up for with her really high defense and her high attack as well. So, balances out a little bit there. Now looking at her skills, so on her 3-star, she has stun, 80% 2 turns. Skill books make it 95% and give a 15% damage boost. And then on 5-star, she has taunt, 80% 1 turn. Skill books make it 100% and give a 15% damage boost. There's a couple places you can use her. I'll say in terms of like viability. Like you can use her in the Wood Colossus to keep the golem stunned, or the healing golem thingy, sentinel thing stunned. But keep in mind, it does have some resist, so it isn't as reliable as using an SP Siphon Mon. But it is an option if you don't have an SP Siphon Mon. So there's that. Then you can also use it for Tower of Chaos for floors like 80 and 100, where the stun is very, very helpful there. But the place she really shines is for PvP. She is one of the higher tier PvP mons that we see quite often on defense teams. Especially with books, her 3-star is such a strong skill. I don't think we have any other mon that has that close or that strong of a CC on their 3-star that's not crit required. Like, I know we have crit required Water Sure that has a 100% 2-turn stun, and crit required Light C-star, which is 100% 2-turn shock. But 80% 2 turns, just flat, is amazing. I think that's the highest CC that we have without books for anyone. I might be wrong. I know, like, there's the Nat 5s, like Light Arthur and stuff that get 100% 2-turn shock on their 3-star, but that's only with books. But anyway, she also has a pretty strong CC on her 5-star as well with Taunt. Taunt isn't the best CC, but with her tanky stats and its high activation rate on AoE, it is amazing. So, the only thing that can make it better is if it was Fearless Taunt, of course. That would be insanely broken. Well, probably not broken, but it'd be really, really good. And I forgot to mention, her leader skill is Firm Resolve, so resistance up 20 to 25%. Really good for League. And yeah, Fire is a very good candidate for said leader skill. And how I would build her, you can go like HP defense, or HP defense. I would lean more towards HP defense. I feel like that'd be better for her. Though you can, I don't know the viability, but it is an interesting set. A sneaky bruiser build or something, you know, like HP attack defense. Don't know how viable it'd be, but it is definitely something interesting that someone could try out. I did mention the same thing for Fire Onmyoji in the last video, and Thick Ben did comment that it didn't work out too well for him, but he also mentioned that his subs might not have been the best. So there's still a possibility as to whether or not it'd be viable or not. But worst case scenario, HP defense is the best thing you can do. But anyway, let's move on to water. Oh, that's on Miyoshi. There we go. So, very nice. Love the pink hair. And here we are again. I love the dark hair too. Like, I love them both. Can I not decide? Okay, I like the dress more for the regular one, so I'll pick the regular. Looking at the stats, she's an attacker. She has really good HP and good defense, but her attack is actually quite low, which is fine, because based on her skills, you don't really need her for that much damage. Because she is a double sapper. 80% 2 turns on both. Skill books make them both 90% and give a 20% damage boost. Forgot to mention, they are 2 types. So 80% 2 types, 2 turns. So she's really, really good. I think, excuse me, she might be the best overall sapper in the game, off the top of my head. Like, in terms of both her 3-star and 5-star being the most, like, balanced out. Because I know we have Fire Persephone, which I am going to actually go over here to look at. So, Fire Persephone has a stronger 5-star, but her 3-star is weaker. And she might be the only other double sapping Nat 5. I can't remember anymore off the top of my head. Well, anyway, either way, Water Artemis is an amazing sapper. Where you can use her, Water Colossus and GB10 are the 2 best places for her. How you'd build her, I'd build her fully offensively, no matter which place you use her. She doesn't really need to be survivable because the Water Colossus doesn't do much damage, so HP and defense aren't super necessary. And then in GB10, she's not going to be targeted by any of the wave mons or anything. She might get targeted by the golem occasionally, but nothing like major. She won't get attacked too often, so HP and defense aren't really necessary there as well. Though, keep in mind, if you do use her for Water Colossus, you're going to need a lot of resist. Whereas for GB10, you don't really need it, so you can probably just like get crit rate subs, and so she does more damage to help with the waves. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it for her. Specifically how I would gem her. Like, mine is gemmed crit rate attack. On a conviction set, so she has extra resist. You can also go just triple attack or crit rate attack, crit damage, Just keep in mind that if you are using her for Water Colossus, strong emphasis on resist. Yeah, that's something you really, really need for the Water Colossus. Anyway, on to wood. So here's the... Oh, I love the regular. I love this, like, the silver white hair. And then this one looks nice too. They both look so nice. But I'm going to pick the regular. I like the greens. So, looking at the stats though, she's an attacker. She has a solid HP stat, okay defense, and her attack is pretty good as well. Nothing special, but nothing bad in terms of her stats. Her recovery is okay as well, which recovery does play a part for her a little bit. Because looking at her skills, on her 3-star, she has HP Siphon, restores allies' HP. And then on 5-star, she has HP Siphon again, but greatly restores allies' HP. Both get a 20% damage boost from books. And that is why recovery is a decent, or a usable stat for her, because she is focusing on healing both herself and the team. So where you'd use her, you can use her for farming, anywhere that you need a wood attacker, especially content that might have a mix of water and fire mons, so she'll be able to keep your wood mons alive. Where would that be? So like Magma Crags, that has water and fire mons. I forget which floor it is, but there's a floor for Aurora Plateau. I think it's the gold stage that has fire, water, and dark mons, so like something there. Like her going there would be good because she'd be able to keep herself alive with all the fire mons attacking her. Then also GB7, she'd be really good there, just because being a wood attacker, The healing isn't too necessary, it's just her being a wood attacker would be helpful for that. Also, GB 10 would also be decent for her. I just realized this earlier today because I was talking about Enkidu with someone. And HP Siphon that heals allies HP on the 3-star is actually pretty viable for GB 10, now that I'm thinking about it, because using a passive healer there is something that has been one of the more common strategies. I know for my ult, I use a Water Persephone for it, and many other people do the same, as well as Fire Zanzang or something like that. But something like a Wood Artemis or Fire Enkidu, I don't know how to pronounce it, guys. Anyway, one of the two of them can be good for that as well, like in the place of a passive healer, just because they do heal the team with their 3-stars still. It is damage based, so I don't know how much it'll heal off the top of my head in comparison to something like Water Persephone, but it is still an option you can use to keep your team alive if you don't have Water Persephone or another passive healer. Then also you can use her for Titans, just as a general wood attacker, and being able to keep herself alive with her HP Siphon as well. I haven't used my Wood Artemis for that, but I have used my Fire Succubus against Wood Titan for a long, long time. And mine was built, well, I still use her, so she is still built, but crit rate attack on Ruin, and then I got survivability for trinkets, and she was doing up to 3 mil on her own by the time I stopped using her there, because I got more Fire CS mons. I didn't take her off because she was bad or anything. So, Wood Artemis can do the same thing for that. Then, you can also use it for Dark Colossus, just being an HP Siphon Mon, going against the gimmick of that Colossus, really good. And then also PvP, just as a general wood attacker, would be nice as well, especially in such a water-heavy metagame. Well, water mons on defense. It's very common, you know, the Wild Fangs, Shivas, Persephone's, Nightmares, things you see very often. She'd be very good to help take out. How I'd build her: crit rate attack, crit rate attack crit damage, triple attack, something like that. She doesn't need a survivability gem, but if you do use one, I recommend using defense, just so she's able to get herself to max HP faster. Yeah. Anyway, here's Light. Interestingly enough, for those that don't know, well, it's not a little while ago, it was probably like a year, or a little over a year ago, we had the mileage event thing going on. That was like the first time it was introduced, and Light Artemis was the final reward or whatever. That was at like 699 or something like that. I don't remember the price, but some people were able to get her for that, and that was before she was attainable in the Hero Fest eggs. So could have got her a year in advance or something like that. Pretty nice, if you're willing to spend that much money, of course. But anyway, forgot about her stats and her appearance and all that. Dark Artemis was the same, but it's just something that I wanted to mention, you know, just so people, in case they were interested in a little bit of the history of the game. Anyway, here's the regular, and here's the variant. I love the variant more. I'm not a big fan of all the yellows that most light mons have for the regular. Looking at her stats, she's an attacker. Pretty good attack, HP, defense, all like standard. Nothing really stands out, and nothing stands out as good or bad. It's just like middle of the road. Looking at her skills, she's double Elemental Edge, and I don't know the skill book values for her because I do not have one. It's definitely just going to be damage based, so it's going to be 20 to 30% extra damage, maybe 35% if she was lucky, I don't know. But something like that would be her skill book values. If you know them, just like let me know in the comments or whatever. Same thing for Dark when we get there as well. Where you can use it though, a couple places, mainly just for farming. Farming is a really good thing. Sorry about that, I just hit my knee on my desk. She'd be really good for farming. Just anywhere that has any element mons, you know, she'd be really good on a Siphon set, just in dungeons that don't have dark mons, since you want to take advantage of the Elemental Edge. So any of GB 7 through 9, DB, 8 through 10, something like that. Really good for either of those places, and then also for PvP offense as well. Just really good for that, doing as much damage as she can. It's very nice. Elemental Edge is a very good skill for that. I use my Fire Intra for it, and it's really good. How I would build her, There's multiple ways you can build her. You can go the bruiser build, but really you do want to go more offensive with her. So like crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, or triple attack, something like that. If you're going to put a survivability on there, HP or defense doesn't really matter. There's not really one or the other that stands out for her. Now, on to Dark. So, here's the regular. Very nice. And the variant, very nice again. Such a tough decision. I like the regular more, though. I'm going to go with the regular. Looking at the stats, she is a defender. She has really good HP, good defense, decent attack. She, too, was a mileage event mon before the LD Hero Fest mons were available in eggs. I know somebody in my clan got her. I'm not going to name names in case they don't want me to, but yeah. Honestly, if I had the money for it at the time, I would have done the same because I love this mon. She looks so good. Like, not even just because of her skills or whatever, I also just love the design of the mon. And her skills are pretty good as well. Which, speaking of, on 3-star she has Adrenaline, 10% of her own HP to the team. So she is a passive healer, like Water Persephone and whatnot. I'm guessing skillbooks make it 15%. I don't see why it wouldn't. And then give a damage boost as well. Then on 5-star she has Silence, 80% 2 turns. And I'm guessing skillbooks would bring it up to 100, like 100%, and give a damage boost. Again, though, I'm not sure because I don't have her. So, if you know them, or if you have her, comments below, whatever, you know, all that. Where you can use her in a couple places. So, GB10, as I said earlier when talking about Wood Artemis, passive healers are amazing for GB10, so she'd be really good there if you have her. Then also PvP. We see Water Persephone in PvP all the time because of her passive healing. And then also her petrification is pretty good as well, but it's mainly because of the passive healing on her 3-star. And Dark Artemis fills that same role, and I'm pretty sure she has better defensive stats. Her 5-star, of course, Silence isn't as good as petrification, but just speaking on the stats alone, I'm pretty sure Artemis is overall more bulky, but she does have a lower heal, I believe. So let's see. Just under 32k for HP and about 36k attack, or 3.6k attack. Sorry, defense. And then we see Water Persephone, who has 35k HP, a little bit shy of 36, but her defense is a lot lower. So I think Artemis might be a bit more defensive. But anyway, how I would build her, HP defense would probably be the best. Well, it's between HP defense and triple HP. But if you go triple HP, try to get some defense subs. Either set you build, or either way you build her, you got to get those resist subs because you're going to want her on your PvP defense team most likely. And being a Dark Mon, she has 0 based resist, which can easily be taken advantage of, so you want to put a lot of investment into it. But yeah, that's going to be it for all these Artemis. I do have a couple. Let me switch the sorting method. So first I have Fire right over here. And as you see, I was focusing on resist very much with her substats, and she is on HP defense, HP defense, I believe. Yep. And she's only Evo 2 right now, because I haven't been pulling, I have the fodder for her, I just haven't been focusing on her recently, so she's kind of on the back burner. But anyway, here's her Evo 2 stats and her Evo 3 stats, in case you wanted to see, which actually are amazing. So yeah, very good stats there for Fire. And then we go, I have Water here. So as I said, she is on crit rate attack, I believe. But I do need to change, crit rate attack HP, which I would change. I would definitely change that to either an attack gem or a defense gem, because HP isn't very helpful for when using her against Water Colossus. But anyway, here's her Evo 2 stats and Evo 3. I definitely need to switch her gems though. She does have decent resist, but could be better. And I do have my wood Artemis here. I don't use her at the moment, but I will be using her, hopefully, eventually. I want to use her. And I do have the fodder. As I said, I've pulled, as you can see, 4. I've been pulling water Artemis like crazy. I don't want her anymore. I want to get the other elements. I want light and dark. Do I have, like, fully leveled ones? I don't think I do. No, it doesn't look like it. It does not. Okay, and how I would prioritize all of the Artemises is fire first. She is definitely very, very good in so many different or not even so many different contents. She has only a few contents that she's good in, but she does so well in that, in PvP specifically. Then Dark, I think, would be next, just because she is a very good passive healer with amazing stats. Then next is kind of a toss-up. Depends on personal preference. I put Wood because I do love HP Siphon Mons, but those you can switch her with Light because Elemental Edge is very good, and so is Light Artemis. So Wood and Light would be interchangeable between 3rd and 4th, and then Water would be last, just because though she's probably the best sapper in the game before books, she's so resource reliant to get to Evo 3 and whatnot. Excuse me. To get to Evo 3 and whatnot, in comparison to all the other water monsters that we see that have sap that's pretty good, it's so much easier to build a water Yuki than it is to build a water Artemis. Get to Evo 3, that is. And then there's also, Water Sea Star. There's a lot of water mons that have double sap. And there's also, of course, wood mons that have double sap as well. But even though she is one of the best sappers, with all the sappers that we have, she doesn't stand out too much, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, gonna wrap it up there. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that. We do have Super Festival for Anubis coming up in a few days. So I will be talking about him. Just wanted to let you guys know, because I have been getting... Well, I have had a lot of people ask me to talk about Anubis. So look forward to that if you were one of those people. And yeah, have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.